Up everybody, how's it going? So Aghanim's Labyrinth currently has this kind of speed trial mode, right? Where you go fast and if you're the fastest in the world, you win something. Now, we just did our own run and it took us like 30 minutes to get through it. And to be honest, I don't feel too bad about it. I think it was 32 minutes. I didn't feel too bad about it. But I thought it would be fun to go and watch what is currently the #1 run in the world. This is the fastest time anyone has ever gotten in this. You can, by the way, immediately see, this is very clever. Look at them. They're queuing up items like way deep into this. So by the way, you can kind of take time in the beginning. Only after you press the buttons does the time actually start. So yeah, I thought we could just kind of commentate, kind of watch it. I haven't seen it myself. Oh, okay, this is a different seed from the one we just played. So they got themselves these bad boys right here. Some little pine cones. So how does this work, I guess, in general? Generally speaking, the way this works is that you have a seed that is shared by everybody that's also currently doing this run, right? So in this case, this was done this morning, I think at like, I guess 1 p.m. isn't morning, but I don't know, sometime today, right? Sometime earlier today. And everybody that kind of like plays in that 2-hour window since this time trial launched plays on the same map, with the same rooms, with the same talent choices, with the same item drops. Everything is exactly the same. That's what a seed is. So I'm just kind of like, well, so far this is nothing too impressive. I'm not really blown away by what's going on. But let's be honest, this is the first room. I think what we immediately saw, which was pretty cool, is that they really put emphasis on... Oh, that is clever. They all immediately start running, have the Weaver pick up the item, and then the Weaver probably goes and delivers it to everybody. That is very clever, isn't it? Isn't that cool? Okay then. So we also want to like have a look at this cool party. Wait, what? What? Whoa. Wait a second. Did they just one-cycle that? Oh wait, I'm gonna go back 1 second. I want to see that again. So here's the jar. I got distracted. I didn't think that was even possible. Oh, Tusk! You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. That's crazy. Tusk just straight one-cycled her. By trapping her and then dusting her. That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that lets you skip so much time in that room. That is a brilliant strategy. I love that. Super cool. Now, looking at these heroes, right? We have Tusk, Winter Wyvern, Sniper, and Weaver. These heroes are what is picked for this general time trial. Because they are the highest DPS. As you can see, these three, they just do massive amounts of damage. Winter Wyvern is a bit more utility, but she also does a lot of damage on top of that. So all around, just really a fantastic lineup, and they're able to clear stuff out very quickly, as you can see. Alright, yeah, but we've got cool party as... Allies hitting enemy effect by tag team, gain 8% lifesteal, 25 tag team damage. Yeah, it's really about tag team. 2nd degree burn, reality ribs, armor piercing. Yeah, okay, that all makes sense, Here's the room with the big lifestealers. That was also in our run, and we struggled a lot with this one. It was just difficult to get through it. But here's what they're doing. They're pulling it all in at the same time, not really doing any damage yet. They're gonna sacrifice the lifestealer, have them all fight each other. Oh, they all die. Is this intentional? Oh, it is. They want to use the death invincibility. That is clever. Because those guys, those lifestealers, they can heal up a ton of HP if they drop to a low amount of HP. Right? They kind of like explode and then start healing. It's really frustrating. But what they did is they grouped them up, got them to a kind of like a medium amount of HP, died, then did the remaining damage so that the lifestealer couldn't lifesteal off of them because they were invincible. That is fantastic. Hey Citra, thank you very much for the 42 months. Honestly, this is such a fantastic strategy. I love seeing this. This is really fun. We should do this more often. We should just watch these. I kind of want to see the other time trials as well. You know, with the different seeds. Alright, they're just kind of beating up this timber saw now. They're doing a ton of damage, just... Yeah, like this right here, I don't think there's anything crazy happening. You might be like, why is this guy dying so quickly, right? Are they using some sort of bug? No. No, they just do a lot of damage. The entire lineup is just maximized for damage output. You can see there's even a Mask of Madness on the sniper, right? And as such, they just hit really hard. Look at that. Sniper even getting plus 30 base damage, plus 4 into all stats. I'm sure they were offered like a more defensive talent there. And that's just not an option. It's all about dealing damage. They look like an amazing group. I mean, this is the best group in the world. This is currently the world record. Right? As it stands, these are the fastest. They got this shitty one. I don't know. It seems like even they don't really know how exactly to do this one. I freaking hate this one. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but this is easily my least favorite of all of the gold minigames. And it's just not really fun. Like, something that I enjoy about the other ones is that there's like lots of packs, you just pick them up, you go crazy. And in this one it feels like I miss all of them, or sometimes I have to settle for just taking one, and it just doesn't feel good. I do not appreciate it at all. Alright. There we go. Immediately into the next room. Right? Buying items as quickly as they can and don't really have time to think about it very much. Now this is a rough one. Right? We've got ourselves the Legion Commanders here. These Legion Commanders are of course pretty scary. Okay, they're cornering themselves down here. It seems like a fine place to do it. And oh nice, they got the dual win on the sniper. I wonder if that's intentional. Wait, does this actually give dual damage? Huh. That's kind of funny. I wonder if that... I wonder if that actually gives dual damage. No, it doesn't. 0 bonus damage. Okay. Yeah. That would have been kind of fun. Alright, they lost the Wyvern. This is of course not optimal now. This is not part of a strategy, this is just a mistake. Right? They do not want to lose the Wyvern if they can avoid it. So that's something interesting. This run wasn't even perfect. This run is far from perfect. Now keep in mind, you only have 2 hours. Right? You only have 2 hours to do it. That means we're not going to see a perfect run, even if the run is the fastest one. I honestly think this run made a lot of ground just by clearing out the Drow Ranger like that quickly. That was a fantastic strategy there. Yeah, more of that room optimization is really what's needed to go absolutely nuts with it. Alright, into the next room immediately. This is also something that I like that they do, is that they move very quickly from room into the other room. Alright, I think that's a very good thing to do here. This room is kind of scary. You gotta make sure you kill the Darkseer as quickly as possible, so they target the Darkseer down immediately. There's only one Darkseer. Oh, that wasn't great either, though. Yeah, like, I don't mean to talk shit. Please don't take it as me talking shit. I just find it interesting that there's actually quite a lot of mistakes in this run. Even though it is the world's fastest run, there's quite a lot of mistakes in here. It's at parts sloppy. It makes me think if it's possible to like get a, you know, to get a sub 15 run. Something like that. Alright then. Gonna have a look at Doom here. Weaver again picking up stuff. Not necessarily everything, leaving behind what isn't needed. This is a relatively easy room. Yeah, this is a pretty chill one. Not too big of a deal to just kind of clear this one out. Man, that sniper. What talents do they have? Sniper, headshot chance. Take aim grants 400 bonus attack speed. Ah, okay, yeah. Swarm armor reduction. Swarm duration, Shukuchi and Shukuchi. Viva fires an attack. Winter's curse radius. Incoming damage from affected enemies to the target is amplified by 50%. So, Winter's curse will just kill a thing. And then just Arctic burn range. This seed isn't optimal. There's a lot of mediocre talents that they seem to have to choose. Or I guess perks, shards. Shards is what they're called. There's a lot of mediocre shards that they seem to have to choose. That's a little bit unfortunate, you know? Alright, they grabbed themselves the mystery room. Of course, this room is not a mystery. These players knew what was in here. This wasn't their first run. Alright, so since they already knew what was in here, or like since they played this before, they were able to scout what was in here and then go in. Alright, they're gonna go and target down the big Tidehunter. Yeah, that's where I think that Winter Wyvern talent comes in really nicely. We see a lot of Mask of Madness. We have a Mask of Madness on the Winter Wyvern. We have a Mask of Madness on the Sniper. And I think we even saw one on the... Yeah, even one on the Weaver. And then we've got Tusk with all of the supporting items. Solar Crest, Vladimir's Offering. Really kind of putting emphasis on grabbing a lot of lifesteal and surviving the fights that way. You know, not necessarily tanking them through HP, but just kind of trying to kill your opponent before they can kill you. Shows that blessings are for sure mandatory for doing these. They are using death explosions on the lifestealers earlier. Ah. To be honest, I'm not even quite sure what all of the blessings are yet. I haven't unlocked that many yet. But yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, of course, at this point, you gotta be optimized on every tiny detail here, right? Although they're not spending all of their money. It seems they prioritize moving quickly from... Oh wait, actually you can't spend money there. Yeah, that's my bad. Alright then. Sniper goes and buys a dragon potion, okay. Interesting choice. Sniper even grabbing 2 Daedalus. Yeah, I mean the double Daedalus, I know it seems a bit silly, but it's actually a ton of damage output. So you might say, okay, well they have 0 lives, isn't that bad? And yeah, I guess, but ideally they just don't die anymore. Right, and if you don't die, what do you need lives for? Lives is something where it really only matters if you're planning on actually dying. Oh man. And this is again, there's no cheese happening here, right? There's nothing, they're not doing any secret strategy. They just do a ton of damage, right? Their lineup is optimized for damage, their item build is optimized for damage. They just killed that boss that quickly, and there was no cheese, there was nothing else going on there. So this is where we can see some new abilities. We've got Hoo-Hoo, Haha, Snipe against 10 temporary attack speed for each enemy that dies under shrapnel. Alright, that's good. Many threats, Weaver's additional attacks hit an additional 4 targets. Arctic Burn is up to 4 additional... Wait. Attacks up to 4 additional targets within range, and the Ice Shot Projectile also stuns the hit targets for 2 seconds. So they're really going for kind of like AoE and just, again, maximizing damage output. Except for the Tusk. Right, Tusk isn't so much about maximizing damage output, Tusk is about enabling the other heroes to deal the maximum amount of damage. Which again, that makes a lot of sense, right? That seems very reasonable to me, and I think that's definitely the right thing to do. You can get a lot of value out of that. Can check if Winter Wyvern has Splash. I don't think she does. Splinter Blast, Arctic Burn range, and second degree burn. No, the Winter Wyvern does not have Splash. No splashing here. Although, to be honest, like the second degree burn is also very powerful with Winter's Breath. So, Tiny and Io. Oh, bit of a lag, don't worry about it, we're good. Oh, I have never actually seen this room before. That's a new one for me. Destroy friendships. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, man. Also terrible. It is fantastic and terrible. Ah, that's great. Very funny. Right. Oh, actually, they got a kill there? Not too big of a deal, not too big of a deal. Wyvern coming back, they got themselves some more lives. So it seems that sort of the... Like, sort of like the thing that they gave up with this strategy is they gave up this feeling of, hey, we can definitely guarantee we're not gonna die. Right? They aren't really playing safe. And as a result of their high damage item builds, they also don't have a lot of survivability. And somebody just tried playing a Weaver like this. Like, honestly, my build was way tankier than what this Weaver was doing. And that felt a bit frustrating at times, because I would just die. You know, you just die immediately. But it seems that they're doing fine. You know, just play carefully. But make sure you have a backup plan for when carefully isn't quite good enough. One of the big advantages, though, is just that damage output. I mean, it's absurd, right? I wish there was a DPS bar. Wouldn't just having a damage meter be super nice? To be honest, I think that would be an all-around fun thing to have for the mode. But I get why it's not there. I'm sure Valve had the idea as well. But if you then queue this mode with a bunch of randoms, I can see how that might lead to a little bit of toxicity. It's just like, oh, the sniper isn't even doing any damage. Right? It would be kind of fun to know, though. Maybe, like, just a way to see your own DPS as opposed to everybody else's, so you can't, like, flame the other players? I don't know. Or maybe make it so you can only see it if you're in a 4-stack. I think it would be fun. I get why it's not there, right? I understand that. Oh, they gave all the hearts to the Weaver. I wonder if that's just because they want to be as fast as possible and the Weaver is the fastest at picking them up, or because they think that it's more important that the Weaver has them. What talents does the Weaver have? Swarm, Geminite attack. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what you would expect. It's just Swarm and Geminite attack in the late game. This is really how you deal the most damage, and you deal a ton of damage. Things will change a lot when in difficulty becomes Grand Magus. Oh, you cannot play like this on Grand Magus. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see Grand Magus for sure. I wonder if they're gonna do... I hope they do at least one trial on Grand Magus difficulty. I personally actually thought they would all be on Grand Magus difficulty. I was a bit surprised to see this one was on Magician, but it does make sense, right? I feel like for the first one you can go with a lower difficulty and then you just kind of like ramp it up from there, or you just kind of play with it a little bit. But at this stage, their damage output is just absolutely fantastic, right? The double Daedalus on the Sniper, you've got a double Daedalus on the Weaver, you've got a double Daedalus even on the Winter Wyvern, and then a casual Bloodthorn on the Tusk. So, I mean... honestly, they're spending more time waiting for the enemies to spawn than it takes them to kill them. Oh, Weaver, kind of taking a bit carefully here. Yeah, that might also be why the Weaver has all of the lives, because the Weaver is the most likely to die. Doesn't have that much range, right? The lack of range, on top of the lack of HP, makes it a bit risky for him to go in. Sniper doesn't really have the same problem. Sniper at least has a ton of range. There we are, look at it. We're already at the grandest of Maguses. Damn. Very, very quick. Alright, they're kind of taking a bit of time right now. Look at that. A third Daedalus on the Sniper. Crazy. Alright, just kind of getting damage here, right? The primary attribute is generally just taken again because it also increases damage further. Oh, wait. They got teleported in? Oh, that is interesting. I didn't know you could do that. Did you see what just happened? The Winter Wyvern is able to, like, just walk in. And then as soon as the Winter Wyvern triggers the fight, everybody else gets teleported in. This is bad, though. Oh, this is a huge time loss as well. They lost a crazy amount of time losing the Winter Wyvern that early. I mean, their damage output is just fantastic, but it would be much better if the Winter Wyvern was still alive. Oh, Tusk is looking dead as well. Yeah. These guys are just powering through the burn damage. This is interesting. They're using that specific attack as sort of an opportunity to just get hits in. Right? Because oftentimes you will spend a lot of time dodging. But they're basically saying, you know what, we can just lifesteal through it. So then we don't have to spend time dodging. And that way we can actually just kind of make sure we maximize our damage output. Very good, very good. And that's gonna be it. Yeah, the Weaver should have it here. Yeah, there you go. Very impressive. I have to say, so like, here's the thing. I think this was a sick run. Impressive-ish. Literally the best run in the world. Shut up, Aghanim. But I do have to say one thing. It was sloppy still. Right? Like, of course, best run in the world, great job, you did fantastic. But your Winter Wyvern died immediately in the Aghanim's fight. There was a lot of sloppy stuff in the early game. This can still be optimized. Like, I feel like if you keep if they could keep practicing the seed, the optimal run is probably more like 16 minutes, maybe 15 even. There's a lot of time saves still possible. Very impressive. Wow. That's cool as hell. Do you guys want to watch a second one? So, oh, connecting to Dota 2 coordinator. Alright, let me go ahead. Aghanim's trials. So, hey!
Hey man, great work as always.
Thank you, Rufa Arthur. Thank you very much for the 4 months. So this is the seed we just played as well, right? So this is going to be a bit of a different lineup. So we're going to go ahead and watch this one as well. Now, you can see that every single team is using this team combination. That's because on Magician difficulty, again, you don't need to worry too much about necessarily being, you know, like necessarily staying alive that much. You can worry, and you can worry a lot more about just general DPS. Alright, we've got a Blight Stone on the Weaver. Yeah, that's very good. I wonder, can they get it? Nice. The trick with this first room, this is what we struggled with a little bit. The trick here is to make sure you kill these guys in a way that they don't split. If you can prevent the split, you can speed up this room by a lot. Alright, it seems they're not... Are they even going for it? I think they're not. I think what they're doing instead is they're trying to maximize their AoE. So they're letting the Brewmaster split, and then they are maximizing how many of the Brewlings they're hitting with the AoE attacks. That's an interesting strategy as well. To be honest, that seems fine. That seems fine. So anyway, as I said earlier, this is a different seed, meaning that it's kind of got different rooms, and you're gonna get different talents. So we played this as well, and I played Weaver because I don't know how to play any other heroes. Oh, nice. Oh, with this last wave, they did a fantastic, beautiful job. So, as Weaver, I can tell you, oh, this is not as good. I don't think this is as clean, but admittedly in this room you have a bit more time. Where are you going? Spawns in the bottom right corner. Oh, you can see the slop. Isn't it a bit sloppy? Yeah. Well, again, don't mean to be mean towards anybody, right? They spawn in the bottom right corner, then 2 in the top left, and then 1 on the bottom left. And I don't remember the rest. But sloppy for world first. Have you guys, I don't know if you guys watch a lot of speedruns. I watch a lot of speedruns. I love speedruns. I think they're fascinating. I just find them very interesting. And something that you will hear a lot from people that are kind of like competing for world records on games is, I don't know, they will get first place, they will get the world record, and then they'll be like, that was a shitty run. That was terrible. I mean, that keeps happening. And that's because mistakes are always made. Alright? Mistakes are always made. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of interesting to see where they happen. Alright, they go ahead and very clean. Tusk dies. That's not a big deal at this stage. It doesn't really slow down anything because the Tusk will immediately get resurrected. Then they go ahead and trigger that. I guess it's a little bit of a time loss, but nothing major. Nothing that would worry me. Those people will never be satisfied. Well, but those are the kind of... You also have to be that kind of person to, you know, grind out the world record on anything, right? You have to be the kind of person that isn't satisfied with just being first place. You need to be satisfied with actually getting it perfect. You know, it is kind of interesting. There are a few speedruns in the speedrunning community that actually have people get these kind of absolutely brilliant, perfect times, right? I mean, specifically, I think the Super Mario, like the original Super Mario Brothers, has such an optimized speedrun. It's actually absolutely insane. Alright, they get themselves that, very nice. And this is the Life Stealers again. This is where I'm interested to see if they're going for the same strategy. So, again, when we were playing, when we were fighting, this was the room that we struggled with the most. This was just... it's just tricky. Alright, they take down the... they take down the first Life Stealer. Then they grab... well, they go here, okay. Oh no, they're just fighting this. Much, much more honestly. Also, see, that's the problem with them. That's what makes them so scary. They get that explosion and they heal up to full and it's nasty as hell. Ah, no, 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 no. That's what the other team managed to avoid. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but does it feel like the other team had a much worse seed? Oh, again. Again, 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 again. These have the lifesteal, that run didn't have the lifestealing skill? Ah! Okay, apologies then, apologies. So it turns out that different lifestealer, there were different lifestealers in the different runs. Okay, sorry guys, I didn't catch that myself. But no, you're right, these guys are vampiric. Alright, they take down this bad boy. And here continues the push forward. You know, I would like to see this kind of thing at like an event. Wouldn't it be fun? Like, I think it would be kind of cool to imagine at like some sort of Dota tournament. You set up 4 teams at the international, whatever. Right? You have your all-star match, but it's actually just this mode, but it's made out of 4 teams all playing at the same starting point, right? They're all given like a countdown. You select your team and then 3, 2, 1, go, and whoever beats it first wins. And it's not about being like super fast, it's about whoever beats it first, right? So one team might go absolutely crazy and rush it down and just get wiped, and they lose. And another team takes it slower and plays it more carefully, but they don't get wiped, and then they like slow and steady wins the race. I don't know. I think that would be super cool. That sounds like a fun event to do. Alright, so this is just the Guardians fight. This is something fairly straightforward. It does feel like the damage output is a lot lower right now. But you know, you kind of gotta like deal damage to both of them at the same time. Tusk dies occasionally, not a big deal. Right? I think it's totally fine for Tusk to die. They go ahead and pick up that money. And, ooh, Weaver. Doesn't grab everything. Weaver got himself the crits as well as working towards a Bloodthorn now. The lives are a resource, that's right. Oh, I hate the toad! Chad. Push 1 if you hate the toad. Toad is the worst. The absolute worst. Honestly, if they just replace this one with another minigame, fuck it, if they just take this one out, I would be fine with it. Don't even replace it, just get rid of it. It's such a frustrating one. Everyone push OS Frog to ask Ice Frog to take out the toad race. Toad jumping thing, whatever. I like how there's a little animation of them actually feeding the cookie to the to the toad though, that's very funny. Oh man. Huh. Kind of looked like they were still toad jumping towards the end. They get themselves the Legion Commanders. So this is the previous run we watched. Didn't do very well on this room. They lost the Winter Wyvern fairly early. And then the overall damage output wasn't that high. Let's see how these fellas do. Alright. Just kind of waiting for the spawn right now. That can be a bit frustrating, right? You know you're on a time trial. You wanna go fast. You wanna win. There is a monetary reward. So in case you don't know what you get if you win. If you win, you get a little Roshan, right? Nothing too crazy. However, since you're the only person to have that Roshan, well, not exactly the only person, but one of very, very few. Well, that sure as hell is worth quite a lot, isn't it? Pada got rank 15? Oh, Pada, what are you doing? Rank 15? Don't even talk to me. We only watch rank 1 players. Rank 15. Hello, Coco. Oh, trap time. Are they gonna... I think that cheese was taken out, right? Yeah, they're not even gonna try. That makes sense. Yeah, Tusk just dies. What are they doing here? Alright, so they're just letting... Huh. This is a bit sloppy as well, isn't it? That could definitely have gone a lot faster.
Here we go.
I mean, so I get the kind of like death strat if you don't have any lives anyway, that seems fine. Right, death strat is basically just making it so that only one person has to get through. That's a valid strategy. That is faster than having everybody go through, right? However, that one person should make it through cleanly. I don't know. I have to admit, I personally don't find these traps super difficult. But it can be, of course, a bit of a pressure situation. Very good, very good. Taking down these nagas. Nice and clean. Oh, they're going for Tidehunters. I wonder what's in the other one. I wonder what's in there. So let's have a quick look at the talents. Winter Vibrant, Splash, Arctic Burn, Damage, Slow, attacks 4 targets. So Winter Vibrant has perfect stuff. Lifesteal, Gemini attack cooldown, Swarm the Beaches, Shokuchi, and then Swarm stuff. Yeah. So like overall nothing too crazy. I feel like the Winter Vibrant has nearly perfect talents. Or shards. But I feel like everybody else is mostly in the generally okay ballpark. You know what? You guys want to do this next week as well? I kind of just want to like we're gonna try ourselves as well, right? But like honestly, I don't expect us to get very far because you know, like my team isn't even on Discord. we're not even talking to each other. But I think just watching the top teams is really, really interesting. Alright. So next up we got a big bad booze. Which one is it? Storega. Oh, Storega's super easy. So something I find interesting here is that this team is going for lightnings. The previous team went all physical damage with crits. And like, okay, here's the thing. That is more damage. That is just more damage. Going all physical damage with crits is way more damage than getting lightnings. At least against a single target. Against multiple targets, the lightnings can be nice, but It seems it's not even looking at that. Wow. Why would you need more damage if this is what you can already do? Interesting, look at that. The sniper immediately starts running towards the exit. You gonna trigger it? Huh. So I get it. This is more time saved, right? It is, however, also substantially less money earned. You know what? I dig it. In our run towards the end, I had too much money. Right? I didn't need all of it. And they're basically just saying we care more about making sure that, you know, like this goes by as quick as possible than we care about anything else. Very cool, very interesting. Those are the kind of tiny optimizations that I personally find very cool. They didn't pick the gold up. They did pick up a lot of it. They didn't pick up all of it. What did we get at the end of Storega? Attack team, swarm duration, upgrade. Base attack damage. Rapid fire. Spin the blast pulls secondary targets towards the initial target. Reality rips and Tusky Dusky. Upon landing from Walrus Punch, all enemies within 300 radius of the landing zone take 50% of the initial punch damage. That's kind of cool as well. They're also getting BKBs for Aghanim, so they can ignore certain mechanics. They also did that against Storega. And another thing I'm noticing about Sniper, which is cool, is that Sniper is mostly used because, like, Sniper can't just attack, because he just stays away. The BKB in general seems to be, seems to be, like, the choice here, alright? They go for the Wraith Kings. Oh yeah, the Wraith Kings are super easy. Especially if you have this much physical damage. Stygian Desolate on Apex. Fantastic, fantastic powerful drops in this run. Yeah, no, those are the tier 5s you get in this one. It's crazy. So, of course, I expect the Stygian goes on, Sniper? No, Sniper actually still has the Enchanted Quiver. I've got the Stygian on the here, and an Apex on who? On a Tusk? Wait, nobody has the Apex? Why does nobody have the Apex yet? Alright, they immediately pull everything. Use the Winter Wyvern with the split shot to take down that. Very good, very smart. Why did they leave the tomes? Picking them up isn't... So, like, the time saved from picking them up and becoming more powerful isn't more than the time you lose by picking it up. So, it doesn't really matter, does it? Right? Like, why would you pick it up? It's kind of a waste of time. You gotta keep in mind, the goal of this isn't to be as powerful as possible at the end. Who cares about that? The goal of this is to win as quickly as possible. And so you have to be a bit wary of falling for these traps. When you want to pick up every upgrade, you want to use everything that is available. But sometimes that's just not the most efficient way to go. So I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I feel like this seed was a lot easier than the other seed. And I feel like the other team was better. The other team left me much more impressed. I wonder what they can do if they were to play on this one, right? On this particular seed. Also, can you hear the cat screaming? Hello, Coco. Why are you screaming so much? Do you want to watch too? Come here. Come here, Coco. I'll let you watch. Alright, Coco. Nope, she does not want to watch. Oh, nope, she wants to jump around and knock over my water bottle. Alright, there we go. So. Oh, a pause. Ah, I get it. Smart. You queue up all of the items, right? You make the final decisions. You find the following heroes, can I? I think... Yeah, I'm supposed to find Ricky. I don't know, can't see him. I found Ricky. It's only 22-second difference. Yeah, but it's played on a different seed. Right? Like, and that's the thing. Like, this map, I feel like this run is easier than the other one. Alright, bit of a pause. I guess some final strategy discussion, a little bit of a strategy meeting. That all seems very reasonable to me. What changes in between seeds? What rooms pop up? What talents you get? Pretty much everything. Although, admittedly, these two seeds are fairly similar, with both having the Lifestealers and both... well, there was another similarity, but I can't think of it right now. So here's the Apex on the Winter Wyvern in the backpack. As well as a Meteor Hammer, which is an interesting choice. I guess Fallen Sky. Yep, they're using the teleport in strategy again. Ex Machina to reset the BKB cooldown. Clever. And here comes the damage output. So this team doesn't lose the Winter Wyvern immediately. This is also where I think... yeah, look at that. There's just so much damage. Having that third attacker makes such a massive, massive difference. That's it. That's it. That's where they saved a ton of time compared to the other team. Yeah, that's how quickly you can do it. That's how quickly you can do it if you don't immediately lose one of your heroes. Crazy, dude. Alright, that was interesting. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed watching these runs right here. Shut up, Aghanims. What a wiener, he just kind of like keeps talking. So yeah. Anyway. Why does the game end with like 10% is the law, like you can't kill him? No, he just kind of like, this is not a life or death situation. You don't hate him, it's just some labyrinth he put up for you. Right? So you don't really want to kill him. And that would be mean. This guy put up a nice labyrinth for you and you're gonna kill him? Don't be such a bad boy. Well, that was interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. We're probably gonna have a look at next week's top runs as well. But for now, we're done. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.